Once upon a time, in a peaceful little kingdom, there lived a kind-hearted girl named Cinderella. She had sparkling eyes and a smile that could brighten even the gloomiest day. Sadly, after her mother passed away, her father remarried a proud woman named Madame Grimora, who had two selfish daughters, Drizella and Hilda. When Cinderella's father left on a long journey, Madame Grimora showed her true colors. She forced Cinderella to sweep the floors, wash the dishes, fetch water, and mend clothes from morning until night. No matter how tired she was, Cinderella never complained. She believed that kindness was stronger than cruelty. At night, when all the work was done, Cinderella would sit by the window and whisper her dreams to the stars. "Someday," she said softly, "I will find a place where I am loved." One sunny morning, a golden trumpet sounded across the kingdom. An ambassador from the palace arrived with exciting news. "The king and queen are hosting a grand ball for the prince to meet the young ladies of the land." Drizella and Hilda squealed with joy. They demanded Cinderella to sew their gowns, polish their shoes, and fix their jewels. Poor Cinderella worked tirelessly, but when she asked if she could attend the ball, Madame Grimora laughed. "You in those rags? You belong in the ashes, not in a palace." That night, as the carriages rolled away, leaving Cinderella behind, she felt her heart sink. Tears welled up in her eyes as she ran to the garden and sat beneath an old oak tree planted by her mother. Suddenly, the air shimmered, and a gentle glow surrounded the tree. Out of the sparkling light appeared a kind fairy godmother dressed in silver and blue. "Dry your tears, dear child," the fairy said warmly. "Your kindness has reached the stars, and they have sent me to help you." With a flick of her wand, the fairy godmother turned a pumpkin into a golden carriage, 4 mice into swift white horses, and a little sparrow into a coachman in fine clothes. Then she touched Cinderella's worn dress, and it transformed into a breathtaking gown that shimmered like moonlight. On her feet appeared 2 delicate glass slippers, glowing as if carved from starlight. "Go to the ball, my dear," the fairy said, "but remember, when the clock strikes midnight, the magic will fade." Cinderella's carriage stopped before the glittering palace. As she entered, everyone gasped at her beauty. The chandeliers sparkled, the music swelled, and the prince himself could not take his eyes off her. "May I have this dance?" he asked. Cinderella's heart fluttered as they twirled across the grand hall. For the first time, she felt truly seen, not as a servant, but as someone special. But suddenly, dong, the clock began to strike midnight. "Oh no," Cinderella whispered. She rushed from the ballroom, leaving behind only one slipper on the palace steps. The prince picked it up, determined to find the mysterious girl who had stolen his heart. The next day, the prince ordered every maiden in the kingdom to try on the slipper. One by one, the young women tried, but none could fit it. At last, the prince arrived at Madame Grimora's house. Drizella shoved her foot into the slipper. It was far too big. Hilda tried next. It was far too small. When Cinderella quietly stepped forward, her stepmother shouted, "She doesn't deserve to try!" But the prince gently insisted. Cinderella slipped her foot into the glass slipper, and it fit perfectly. In that moment, she drew the other slipper from her pocket and placed it on her other foot. The prince's eyes lit up. He had found his princess. Soon after, Cinderella married the prince in a beautiful celebration filled with music, flowers, and joy. She forgave her stepmother and stepsisters, for her heart was too kind to hold grudges. From that day on, Cinderella lived happily ever after, not because she wore a gown or glass slippers, but because she had always believed in kindness, hope, and the magic of dreams. Thank you for watching, little dreamers. If you loved Cinderella's magical journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this story with your friends. Stay tuned for more fairy tales filled with kindness, magic, and happily ever afters.